Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Will Fry's press conference this morning. As always, if you have a question, please use the raise your hand function and we will get over and unmute you. So we'll start with Nebias Wilborn.
Hey, Nicole, thanks for doing this. Greg, thanks for doing this. And Will, thank you. What was it like to see and be a part of that first drive, particularly for Sean Clifford, considering all he's been through, and see him kind of really gain control?
That's what we want to do as an offense, was start fast. I think starting fast and getting a score in the first drive just builds momentum throughout the whole game. And to see, be able to run the ball and, Sean get confidence and momentum with that first drive was really huge for our success during the game.
Rich Garzas.
Good morning, Will. Thanks for your time.
Morning.
Will, you guys have run the ball effectively in several games, and obviously you've struggled in some. How would you describe overall the performance of the line to this point?
I think it's been improving every week. It's never going to be perfect, but we try to enact perfection, like Coach Rock always says. So, week after week, we need to, be more focused on the details than the week before. We need to, know our opponent better than the week before. So it's a never-ending process of trying to get better as a, as an individual and as a unit every week.
Peter Terpstra.
Hey, Will. We're in December now. I've heard the term lineman weather before. Going forward, things are going to be cold. How much does the line kind of like the idea of, this is the time of the year where the lines can shine? What kind of challenge is that like for you guys?
We obviously love as an offensive line whenever we get challenged, and maybe there's an extra emphasis of we need to be that unit that drives the engine this week. So we're always ready to step up for the challenge. The lineman weather is great. The cold, less sweating, opposed to those hot August months, is definitely way better. Maybe even some snow would be cool to see in December, but definitely going to enjoy the lineman weather for the next few weeks.
Nebias Wilborn.
Obviously, you guys, you trust both quarterbacks, right? But how much relief is it to not have to, I guess, ask the question or be asked the question, who's the quarterback, considering what Clifford did, kind of really just taking the reins there?
Yeah, we got trust in both guys. No matter who's out there, we're gonna, protect their butts off. We're gonna, run the ball effectively. So, really have confidence in both these guys, and whoever's in there is gonna step in and make plays. So, yeah.
Nate Bauer.
Hey, Will, from 30,000 feet, where would you say that you guys are as an offensive line in terms of your grasp and command of Phil Troutwine's techniques, like the things that he is trying to implement with you guys?
Kind of like I mentioned earlier, it's not perfect, nor will it be, but it's a process of getting better every week. He brought in a lot of new techniques, and these things take time and reps, and just need more reps to get better at them. So, as the weeks progress, I think we're getting better as an offensive line, each and every week, focusing on the little details, the coil and punch, getting into a good pass pro, position, things like that. So we're just going to keep grinding those details, keep grinding the techniques, and, so we can keep going out there and playing better each week.
Rich Garzas.
Will, asking about another one of your assistant coaches, can you tell us what it's been like from whether, I guess, January to now, learning Coach Shiraka's offense, learning his personality, learning his style? What have been some of the high points, some of the low points? I know that's a very open-ended question, but if you can help us with that.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say similar to the it is with learning techniques. It takes time and reps to learn a new offense. And I think that we just need to keep getting those reps, keep going hard during practice, having extra emphasis on the details because, maybe we missed some time during the summer, but that's not an excuse. Everyone did. So, everyone needs to, have that extra kind of mental sharpness, in film room, doing extra film, doing extra reps. Maybe we mess up a play in practice, reloading it and doing it again until we get it right. Obviously, there's going to be ups and downs through that, but I think that we have a lot of momentum going forward with it.
Partha Paje.
Hey, Will, appreciate the time this morning. Thank you.
No problem.
Before Keyvon Lee had the performance that he had against Michigan on Saturday, what had he shown you just throughout practice and throughout the time that you've kind of known him that demonstrated that he was capable of that?
Yeah, I think I first kind of noticed it in the Indiana game when he stepped in and played a huge role in playing a lot in that game. When I'm just making a block and I see him run through the hole and hit it hard. He's a big, strong kid. Like that kind of thing makes the offensive line feel good. Like, okay, let's keep running the ball. Let's keep giving Keyvon the ball. Let's keep moving it down the field. So that kind of things, seeing the way he runs, how hard he runs, kind of boosters the confidence of, the whole offense and definitely the offensive line.
Ben Free.
Hey, well, you mentioned growing and learning, getting better each week and getting more comfortable in the offensive line. And where do you think you guys did grow the most so far from week one?
I think that we got better at, definitely run blocking. I think that we see guys, striking, defenders more, running off the ball, opposed to where we were, last year. And I think week by week we see, the strike, the movement off the ball has definitely been a big improvement. I think in pass protection too, you see guys, all across the board playing with better technique, playing in better positions, using their punch and things like that.
Nate Bauer.
Well, I guess from a like a mental or morale standpoint, did you guys understand that there would need to be patience involved in that learning process? Was there frustration attached to it? Was there impatience? Like how did you guys kind of approach that, trying to grow each week?
I think it's kind of one of those things where you learn from your mistakes. Obviously it's frustrating when things aren't going your way, but you got to put your head back down and go back to work. So yeah, it can be frustrating at times, but you got to trust the process. Keep investing. More than you did last week. That way you can continue to grow. Not just as an individual unit, but the whole team.
Rich Garzas.
Will, I want to go back to Coach Shiraka. Can you tell us what his personality is like, what his coaching style is like, that kind of thing? We've heard that he's very detail oriented. Can you just tell us a few things about him, please?
Yeah, so I mean that's definitely the first thing I would say. He's detail oriented. The details are the most important thing to him. He harps on the defense, or not the defense, on the details. Specifically, the footwork. If your first step isn't right, your second step isn't right, it's gonna mess up the play. So it's the details. He's definitely a fiery guy, like demands perfection, and I think it's gotten our whole offense a lot better. The way he coaches. So it's like, say you might slip up, if that's not okay, we go back and do it again until we get it right. So I really enjoyed playing for him and playing in his offense. It's been a lot of fun.
Partha Paje.
Will, you talked about kind of Keyvon being that guy that the offense feeds off of at times, right? To me, that seems like that's a little bit unusual for a freshman to be that spark plug. What is it about Keyvon that's allowed him to do that and allowed him to take that big of a role in year one?
I think it's just the way he embraced his role of now playing a lot. We have a lot of dudes in that running back room. They're all great running backs. We trust all of them. He's just a guy that when you see he runs hard, and give him a lot of credit for being a young guy and stepping in there and really doing his job well.
Rich Garcella.
Will, why do you think that you guys as a group, as a team, were able to stick together after being 0-5 and winning Saturday? And also, what do you think it will take to continue that momentum for the next 2-3 games?
Yeah, so I think it really comes down to, seeing how close we were in those games. A couple things don't go our way, but we stuck together as a team. Give a lot of credit to Coach Franklin, for, keeping us together as a team. He's done a tremendous job, being that leader, motivating us every week, doing some really good things to, keep a positive attitude throughout our whole program, even when things aren't going our way. When our back's against the wall, no one in that team room's going to lay down and, keel over. We're all going to get up and fight and keep fighting. And that's our mindset for the rest of the year. We're going to keep fighting, keep pushing and grinding for this next couple games.
Nate Bauer.
Well, was there a low point? Was there at any point during that stretch where, you felt like it was a turning point in terms of morale or attitude or whatever?
Yeah, when you're, losing those games, it's going to be tough, on everyone. But I think that for the position we're in, we did a good job as we could of, keep fighting, because we knew that we had potential in us. We didn't want to lay down. So, you can never play too high or too low. You can't let the emotions get the best of you. You have to just trust the process and, keep investing in the process. So, even though things aren't going our way, we just keep investing more. We keep working harder, doing more as much as we possibly can, get this thing right back on the right track.
Any other questions for Will this morning? Yes, Parth.
Hey, Will, I've got one more Keyvon question. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem.
What is he like off the field? We've heard that obviously when Journey Brown was the leader of that room, he kind of, led in kind of a goofy sense, like made jokes and stuff. And Noah Cain's kind of more quiet. What is Keyvon like though, away from football?
Yeah, he's kind of a quiet dude too. He's just a worker. He gets in the weight room, he grinds. He gets on the practice field, he grinds. Doesn't matter, what his role is. He's going to go out there and work. And for a young guy to show that much maturity is really impressive. And I think it's going to propel him throughout his career to make big strides. The way his attitude is and the way he works.
Nate Bauer.
Well, the switch to guard, a big deal, not a big deal. What was your approach, I guess, to that?
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to do everything I can to help the team win, and Coach Trout and puts us in the best position to do that. I think that I'm definitely embracing it because it's helpful. It helps me learn the offense more. It helps me know what everyone's doing more. It's definitely a big bonus for me personally. It's a little bit different than tackle. It's a little bit quicker in there. You got to have your punch quicker. You got to fire off the ball. It's a little bit faster, stay a little bit lower. But I've enjoyed the transition and feel comfortable at either spot.
Tobias Wilborn.
What have you noticed most in the development of Caden Wallace?
I think just getting those reps, in the game and, realizing the speed that it's played at a Big Ten level. I've seen him, improve a lot there. He's improving every week. He's, coming off the ball better. He's playing better in pass pro with his punch and things like that. So just getting those reps and being a young guy in the Big Ten is definitely going to benefit him. And he's getting a lot better. I'm really excited to see his future.
All right, this will be the last question for you, Tobias.
Oh, one last thing for me. You guys started a freshman at 3 major positions for the first time in school history. What does that say, not only for where you guys are now, but where the program can go going forward?
It's an exciting future. You saw those 3 guys step in and have, huge games. First play of the game. Theo Johnson makes a big block, to help spring a run. Parker Washington had a great game with a ton of catches. He's an explosive guy, so he can do a lot. And obviously, we talked about Keyvon a lot. He's going to have a big future as well. The way he runs the ball and things like that. So, having those three guys so young and already making such a big impact is exciting to see. As they get 2-3 years in the program, they're going to be some big time dudes.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone, this morning. Thanks, Will, for your time, and hope everyone has a good rest of your day.